Every app you ship has the same 4 jobs. Write it, package it, run one copy, keep it running. Docker owns the first 3. It builds your app and starts one copy of it. Kubernetes owns the last one, keeping copies alive across many machines, so they do not overlap. They meet at one line, and this video shows you where. Start honestly. Here is Docker doing its job. One file describes your app, one command packages it. Your code, the runtime, every library sealed into one image. One more command starts it, and the app is live on port 80. That is a real setup. It works. No cluster, no Kubernetes, nothing missing for one machine. Now add one requirement and watch where it breaks. Here is your container, you started it. Need a second copy? You type the command again. Still just Docker and still fine. But a third copy appears here, and you did not type anything. Something else decided to start it. That is the line. You cross it the moment a copy appears that you did not start yourself. First, be precise about what Docker actually hands over. An image is a stack of layers. The base file system, then the runtime, then your dependencies. Each step is its own layer. Your code goes on top. Every one of those layers is read only, and they never change again. Only the running container can write. There is no second operating system. It shares the host kernel. So where is Docker's ceiling? Right here. One container on one host serving fine, and Docker is better at this than people admit. Add restart equals always. Now if the process crashes, the Docker daemon starts it again. No human needed. That genuinely works. But if the machine itself dies, the daemon dies with it. A restart policy cannot start your app somewhere else. Everything past that line is really just 3 questions. First, it stopped at 3 in the morning. Who notices? Second, traffic tripled. Who adds more copies? Third, version 2 is ready. Who swaps it while people are still using version 1? Die, demand, deploy. Before the answers, here is the part that settles the argument. Docker builds, Kubernetes runs, and between them sits one thing, the image. It is a published format, not a Docker private file. Which is why this happened. In 2022, Kubernetes version 1.24 removed Docker as its runtime, and every Docker image kept working. Containered runs them now, and you changed nothing. That is the proof. The image is the interface. The tools behind it can be swapped. They were never rivals. So, question 1, dying, you give Kubernetes a number, 3 copies. It starts 3 and it decides which machines they go on. You did not start any of them. 1 copy dies, you asked for 3, only 2 are running. A controller compares those 2 numbers every few seconds and acts on the difference. So a replacement starts on its own. You were asleep, and that is the entire feature. Question 2, demand, you change one number from 3 to 12. Kubernetes places all 12 for you across the machines that have room. Question 3, deploy, version 2 is ready and you cannot go down. It stops 2 old copies, starts 2 new ones and repeats. 10 keep serving throughout. Nobody saw an error page, and if version 2 is bad, you roll back the same way. Now the honest question. Do you actually need Kubernetes? Often, no. Stay with Docker if one machine is enough. Compose runs your database and your API together. Move to Kubernetes when copies must live on several machines, or must heal while nobody is awake. Notice the trigger is machines, not team size. Either way, learn Docker first. So here is the whole thing on one line. 4 jobs, 1 boundary. Docker makes the thing. Kubernetes keeps the things alive. You start copy 1, it starts copy 3. Next, watch how that loop actually works inside Kubernetes. See you there.